Jesus was a habitual liar, had a habit of uttering obscenities, an alcoholic, gluttonous, and a wicked person, neither a pious man nor a seeker of truth. He was a proud man and self-conceited person who claimed divinity. Subhanallah. Jesus' three paternal and maternal grandmothers were fornicators and prostitutes.
Abrantia bi ewo social media your friend UTI dawa mesre se Ghana Police Service wo behwehwe sa abrantia no de entina me kasa the reason ti am se Ghana Police Service nhwehwe ne say si ya start chi omo kasa tia esum sofo no chi aye chi ne because yes wa kasa tia nkramosum enti se wa kasa tia nkramosum a me wo a video of abrantia bi a friend UTI dawa ana oti social media di Jesus Christ atem sa video ni nyande video till date yenche no Ghana Police Service mun looking sharp na mun hwe no kwaje no. It is as simple as that, because china yechi sofo no Pastor Daniel Ajeno china yechi ni because yesu wa dinkramusuma atem sorry for so many years so ne Nkrofwa di a Christo suma temache, but Christians are so peaceful to the extent that they don't even care. But say afedi abedani crime wa Ghana na echi nkrofwa wo ho a. Munhwehwe UTI dawa na munchino. UTI dawa started di Jesus Christ atemenye ne. Ne make sure say justice no ya ye ne pepepe, ye in favor obi na ye nja obi. Enti munhwehwe UTI dawa na munchino. Hwade me catch them mo say Ghana has a typical Muslims na omuye Ghana Muslims no. Et say enuanom da gomba for mampurisifoɔ ene walafoɔ kusasefoɔ mo omuye real Ghanaian indigenous Muslims no. They don't support this. Maybe ma write up bia Muslim ni a owo tamale atwira fa sa video no ho. Enu be prove ya kire say a lot of Muslims are omuye sa tekashi threatening crofo di atem wo ho no. A lot of them enya real Ghana Muslims. A lot of them who show mochi kura omu nananom every baby no metina Ghana and no metina zongo na ye wo. A lot of them omu nim omochi. Ghana need typical Ghana need the gomba man will never do that. Me read it right up natural. But first of all, muma yentie asema UTI da wakafa Jesus emrebe etwemtie no.
Jesus was a habitual liar, had a habit of uttering obscenities, an alcoholic, gluttonous, and a wicked person, neither a pious man nor a seeker of truth. He was a proud man and self-conceited person who claimed divinity. Subhanallah. Jesus' three paternal and maternal grandmothers were fornicators and prostitutes.
Since when are we arresting people because they made derogatory remarks against Prophet Muhammad? Is Ghana run by Sharia law? Since when did we run Ghana by Sharia law, where the Muslim law states that if somebody insults their prophet, that he should be arrested? Can we count the number of times that Muslims have insulted Christians? Can we count the number of times that Muslims have made derogatory remarks against the Christian gods? Okay, what about the traditionalists? So can a traditionalist also say that because we have insulted Satan or because we have said bad things about Satan, so they are also coming to arrest? This is madness. This is madness in the highest order. And if Ghana police does not rectify this error, it is going to become big. The arrest of this pastor, it is totally uncalled for. The guy did not incite any violence. The kind of charge they are trying to put on him is a false allegation. Ghana police. He didn't incite any violence. He only preached what he believes. In our Christian faith, it is not a lie that we believe that Prophet Muhammad is a false prophet. The Bible teaches us, Jesus Christ said it, that in the last the false prophet will come and Prophet Muhammad came. So we Christians, by the standard of who a prophet is, according to what the Bible teaches us, the things that come together to make who a prophet is, Prophet Muhammad does not meet the standard according to our faith. And this we have held on to. This is what we say. The same way Muslims too, according to what they believe in, according to their teachings, Jesus Christ is not the Son of God. This is what they believe. And so they make their remarks, they say things. What about UTI Dawa? What is he walking around doing? Do you know how many times UTI Dawa has said derogatory things about Jesus Christ? Yet he's walking over there, nobody has arrested him. What about Abraham Ben Moshe? The things that this guy has said about Jesus Christ, the things this guy has said about. So why is this pastor being arrested? Why is this pastor being arrested? For what? Okay, who actually labeled the charge against him? This Muslim cleric actually incited violence. He was saying that people should go and kill. Who did this pastor Prophet should go and kill somebody. He just said Muhammad is a false prophet. That is what he believes. And people are entitled. What is happening? What is happening? What exactly is happening? And people are threatening. Don't we see what is happening in Nigeria? Don't we see all the countries where Sharia law is working? Don't we have sense? Don't we see what is happening in Iran? Don't we see? And when some of us talk, they will say, hey, he talks every time. He's not aggressive. But things need to be said. Things need to be said. Since when are we arresting pastors for preaching what they believe in? Since when? If I say that Prophet Muhammad is a false prophet, whatever the guy was saying is in the Quran. It's in their Quran and it's in their hadiths. When they are saying things in the hadith, the Muslims become angry. And it tells you that most of them don't actually study their hadith. Most of them don't even know the hadiths. Because if you read your own hadith and you know how, according to your own Quran, according to your own sources, then why would you arrest him? He didn't read it from Jupiter. He didn't make his claims from anywhere. He took it from your own hadith, your own Quran. So why arrest him? Why arrest him? A religion of peace. A religion of peace. Yet you show so much violence. What annoys me is the fact that that Islamic cleric that slapped the pastor, that you people calling him shege, that you people you go to school and complete SS and then you say you're a pastor. How many of the imams are educated? How many of the imams are educated? How many of the imams are educated? How many of them can even speak English? But you bring somebody's father, somebody's husband, you humiliate the person in such a way, and then when you finish, you come and tell us that it's a religion of peace. Why can't we all learn from the chief imam? Why can't you Muslims learn from the chief imam? Why can't you learn from him? Ghana police, we need to have a clear understanding of why that pastor was arrested. Because it looks as if you are judging him by Sharia law, which we know very well that Sharia law is not what Ghana is run by. Ghana is not run by Sharia law. And if you are arresting that guy because he made derogatory remarks about Prophet Muhammad, then please, you have a lot of people to arrest. You have a lot of imams to arrest. You have UTI Dawa and his people to arrest. The people that are always saying negative things about Jesus Christ. You have them to arrest. You have them to arrest. And so please, release that young man. Release him. Because he only said what he believes in. He didn't tell anybody that Prophet Muhammad is bad, so if you meet any Muslim, go and stab them, go and kill them. He only said what he believes. And people have been saying this all over the world. Christians don't believe in Hare Krishna. Hare Krishnas don't believe in Jesus Christ. Muslims don't believe in Jesus Christ. Muslims don't believe in what? In idols and Satan. What about Satanists? Look at all the things that we have been saying about Satan. So should Satanists also come and arrest pastors and Muslims and all the rest of the people for saying bad things about Satan? What is wrong with us? And you will see some of these cartels. Oh, Jesus Christ. You see some of these cartels. They are cartels hiding behind police and all those kind of things. And they are enforcing Sharia law low-key. God will expose all of you one after the other. Release the young man. He has not done anything. He has not incited anybody. He has not told anybody to go and cause any harm. He is just preaching what he knows. If he is wrong, let Muhammad come from the grave and defend himself. That is the reason why we Christians, we don't go and beat anybody when they defame Christ. When they say negative things, terrible things about Christ. That is what we don't. That is why we don't go, because we know that Christ is alive and he will deal with you himself. So if their Muhammad is alive, why are they fighting for him? Why are you so angry that someone has insulted somebody that is dead over 2,000 years ago? You are arresting somebody. So if I insult Kwame Nkrumah, if I stand here and I insult Kwame Nkrumah and I say Kwame Nkrumah was a madman, Kwame Nkrumah was never. Look at the things that we say about John Mahama. Look at the things that we say. People say about president and ministers and all those things, and they was conspiracy. Not to talk of somebody that is dead 2,000 years ago, and you are arresting somebody in 2026 because somebody made a remark about somebody that died over 2,000. What is wrong with us? If you are arresting the Islamic cleric, it is justifiable because you understand that he was actually he was not just saying bad things about Jesus. He was inciting people to kill. That is a crime. What is wrong with us?
Yeah, yare as a nation. Yeah, say yes, that you suffer no. Say the be ya de be cancel. But some wo hwe deep bank is say shake nature no. Me say that one I friend UTI Dawa no. Munhwe ni nchi no. Me ma hold the videos for some time, but me can answer because when you're relevant to mommy. Oh yeah. Me hold the videos on social media, me wanna my chum, me can answer. But if baby are somewhere dunia UTI Dawa as a chino. Oh yeah. Because often the crime was that okoko kan Prophet Muhammad asem UTI that was what the Jesus Christ attempted many times. Enti police for reason now mujina so kwachi sofuno mujina same reason so kwachi UTI dawa simple fe. Because UTI dawa was on air saying what? Saying say Yesu Kristo eye kwawinsani eti social media say Yesu Kristo kwawinsani. Oka say mwache ba Kristo for they don't have problem with this because me meti hey me Jimmy yes me di me energy ko fight ama obi a me beti in history ama hu nda ndi enka me sa energy ne be ko ama kwa me nkuruma because nkuruma na me benefit from him directly. You understand? Me hu ne enti anipa da san be tan ne yonko because of religion. See, this guy is a Muslim. Me see real Ghana Muslims won. They don't support this. Omo mwachi free Mali ni Niger ni Sokoto state in Nigeria no omo na di sanse ngunu no. Omo mwachi free Sokoto, Zamfara state, Bauchi state wa Nigeria. Omo mwachi free Borno state ni Niger no. Omo na di sanse ngunu no. Typical Ghana ni Muslim. Enya sa ade we. Listen to some of the things the NDC Islamic preacher said about Anabi Isa alayhim salam. In Islam, once you attack or insult one prophet, you have attacked and insulted all prophets, including the Holy Prophet Muhammad. You say this about Anabi Isa and expect Christians to sit and watch you. Any Muslim who insults Anabi Isa in the manner this man did a non-believer is far better than him. While, like this man did, a non-believer is far better than him. While the IGP was going around arresting ordinary Ghanaians on TikTok, this is what NDC Malam were doing on live broadcast. When the others respond, they get arrested, and these same NDC Malams are called to the police headquarters to come and beat them up. Next time someone comes to tell you a pastor insulted Prophet Muhammad, ask him how the whole thing started. Never follow any such NDC Malam to go and fight. He might be the one who started the whole thing, only to come back playing a victim. Forget about the political side, no canon. Politics, it will be higher politics. Listen to the message now, O deliver. He's talking about Asemna UTI Dawa. Ekafa Jesus Christ. Na UTI Dawa, why did Jesus Christ link Christo suma term for so many years? What to say Christo ni bia ba bontia me kase ye chine obiantanity? No, they don't even care. Na mo e jane shi mu kakra mo ya aggressive abegina social media say ye ntwa nkrofoti na Ghana ye de Quran mra na jijiri krom ha e ye Quran law e na ye de rule Ghana ye de Quran law e na rule Ghana nye constitution na masanya ada ja de nipa na ti wo police station akohwina so ah where Ghana himfa na sa de we kwaso. This is a Muslim from Tamale. Asema waka no. Hey, kuro we won. Yenya very careful. Me say, amine panyumfo mo muka bia wo, especially interior minister. Asema money da ho. Na mu address this issue. Yenya sa attention escalate ya. Yentimi nsi ano kwan. Nigeria wha religious asema sia nkrofo dwane for mu kra no. Enye Christopher nkwa na dwane o. Muslims yeku Muslims eku Christopher ka ho. Na say northern Nigeria omo doso 99% of mo northern Nigeria Muslims. Omo na esa affect omo sa insecurity na ekoso ho no. In Ghana ha nobody should sit down and say Ghana ha asumdie essay na say tension about Roma be affect one person. It's going to affect anybody. Ebedru be be ka say leader ni constitutional leader wa Ghana escalate leaders who will run for their lives. So this is the right time to address this before I escalate. It is a muchi sofunu because of the Prophet Muhammad atema munkwachi UTI dawa for calling Jesus Christ kwawinsani. Simple. Munhwehwe UTI dawa no na munchi no sa pepepe.